Welcome to Headspace. It's your boy HSR.
Hey guys, it's Damon. Welcome back.
Yo, what up everybody? It's Chris Chrome. We here chilling. Beautiful Saturday night. And
it is not a beautiful Saturday night. I've been out all night. It's fucking bullshit Montreal weather of crappy awfulness. Don't lie to the people.
I'm not lying to the people. You're having a bad Saturday night.
No. My night is going great, but the weather is god awful.
Okay. Oh man, it's perfect snowboarding
it's
weather.
It's not a beautiful night, is what I'm trying to say. It's
6
one of
more
those
feet of the snow.
Montreal
man,
nights.
I guess it's like a perspective thing because I find it being a very beautiful night outside. I'm gonna have a nice, beautiful walk home, and it's gonna be entertaining. But
he says that until he falls, and then it's all good. I don't know. I am so proud of the fact that I have not fallen yet this winter. Boom.
Well, winter's been pretty cool lately.
No, there's ice everywhere.
We've had 2 separate overnight super freezes. Oh, shit, yeah. Allow me to enjoy some of my Dr. Pete soda stream. Not sponsored yet, folks.
Yo, guys, still not sponsored, but hoping for the dream to happen with our soda stream. Please sponsor us.
So delicious.
So tantalizing.
Come
Chris,
on,
what are you having? I'm having old-fashioned lemonade.
I'm drinking the cola, and this time I'm gonna try to keep it for like at least halfway of the podcast.
Yo, for real.
Longer.
One time, Chris drank the entire bottle before we even hit record of the first second.
It's true.
I was thirsty.
And then immediately needed to go pee. It's like, okay, let's start recording. I need to
Wait,
go to the loo.
Wait. Anyway, okay, enough about me. I think they're tired of hearing about me. I actually got some stuff to say.
Oh. Chris, with the super official, it's time for me to blah, blah, blah.
Oh my God, it's my time. So, over the course of the last couple of weeks, I've been all over Facebook, doing the thing where I got to share a bunch of stuff and share a bunch of other things and share the podcast.
Interject for a second.
Yes.
How are you all over Facebook? Is that like you're fucking it and you came all over Facebook?
No, I'm just like on Facebook sharing all the posts. Okay. Go check it out.
Using the application known as Facebook.
Thank you for making that very clear. Okay. So while being on Facebook, scrolling through all the news feeds and everything, I keep stumbling upon certain posts and certain photos and certain things. There's something that's actually been bothering me about these social media platforms and about all of these things that are happening. And
the platforms you're mad at?
I'm not mad at the platforms. I'm just general. I'm just saying the platforms so that it's not just Facebook. It's Instagram. It's Twitter. Okay. It's Tumblr. It's all these things where you post your photos and.
New tangent. I'm gonna let you finish, but you use Tumblr?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
What? Okay. Sidebar that till later. It kind of bothers me on the fact that people choose to post photos and post statuses and then play victim when they turn around and get attacked by everyone else on these social. Yes.
You're going to have to go into a little more detail on that point.
Okay. So, I was actually this is funny. I was scrolling on Tumblr. All right? And as
Hold on. I'm almost 30 years old, right?
Yes.
So okay, I don't have a Tumblr account and I don't understand Tumblr.
Okay, so Tumblr, this Tumblr 101 very short. You'll go to the website, you open up an account, or you download the app on your phone and you open up an account. Cool. Next thing you know, you go to the little search bar thing and you search anything you want. Dogs, cats, girls, money, cash, cars, anything. And then photos pop up and then you either like the photo with the little heart thing like everything else.
So is it like Pinterest?
Basically, but to my knowledge, Tumblr came first. I don't know about Pinterest.
No, it absolutely came first.
So that's basically what it is.
Oh, okay.
That's
so
Tumblr.
I've been seeing posts of weird ones.
Can I tell an anecdotal story about Pinterest just as a cautionary tale?
Go ahead.
It's so I don't know if you know what NSFW means.
Not safe for work?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Pinterest, it might fall under this category.
I enjoy that category a
I
lot.
saw, as I signed in, it was like, pick 5 things. And I was like, what are shit I was interested in? And I had just watched the MGK Alpha Omega video.
That's a dope video. I just want to say.
Body painting was in my head. So like I just kind of picked it as a subject of interest. And then I opened it up. And then there were naked women all over my work monitor because body painting is apparently.
I got in trouble exactly for that with this thing called Stumble Upon. It was exactly that website. It was just and I draw. I do a lot of characters and anyways, lots of things. So I use women's pose. I use men's poses, so I take pictures and I would always go nudity, photography, not safe for work. I didn't care. And while I was at at my job, doing my job, my computer screen would like flash, and when they came at me and did like a review, they're like, okay, let's monitor your screen, and like just like blah 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 boobs. Daemon, and they stayed there, and you could hear me like while I was on the phone, and then like, oh dear, and then just like, oh no, just my system blew up, and just like closing everything, switching.
That's
but
funny.
that's exactly like, yeah, I
That's
did get in
funny.
trouble
The same
for
thing
that.
happened to me in a call center. I was scrolling
Oh,
on
no.
Tumblr
Chris,
and
let's go back to the task at hand, because I don't want you to feel like you are a less important.
No,
man.
this is
So
actually
Chris,
part of. This is actually
Chris,
part.
Chris,
Yes,
tell me more about your Tumblr story.
I will. So I was scrolling on Tumblr.
Right after
I'm,
this.
I'm gonna say this because it's part of the point, Holden. Thank you. I was at work scrolling on Tumblr, and same thing as Damon, boobs pop up, and unfortunately my boss was standing, hovering right above me, and it
So,
didn't
if I
go well.
understand correctly, Chris has a grievance with women posting naked pictures on social media.
No, I
Didn't
enjoy
we
the.
cover this in
I
like
enjoy.
the
Hold on.
under-
I enjoy the photos. Don't get me wrong. I maybe like some of them. I might even reblog them or retweet them or whatever.
Or save them in your phone
I
for
just.
later.
But wait. I just want to say something. That's the point of Tumblr. That's the point of Instagram. That's the point of all these things.
Snapchat,
is
wasn't
to-
that the point of
No,
Snapchat?
Snapchat is to send sexting type messages to prospective mates back before bad things happened on the internet with all the news.
Like screen caps.
Yeah, and if you screen capture on Snapchat, it tells you and notifies you that somebody did it.
Yeah.
So you can stop it at the source.
Back when Bonnie and I were courting, we may have experimented with the Snapchat.
Okay.
May or may
Okay,
not.
okay. Forget Snapchat. I'm pretty sure everybody knows what Snapchat does. My issue that I have is that here I am scrolling on Tumblr. This is on my phone on the bus ride home or whatever. And I see this girl post a photo of herself and she's topless and she's flaunting her boobs. And I'm like, okay, hit the like button.
For the record, folks, we're not going to show you this picture.
No. Anyway, the point being is that right after she posted that photo of herself, she posts a status or a post of just words, and it states, just because I put provocative photos doesn't mean I'm entitled to your insults or your comments or your sexualization. And now I had to take a moment and sit there because I'm thinking,
I would love to.
wait. You're going to tell me you full on decided to put a photo of your chest exposed on an internet platform and you thought what was going to happen?
Well, that's an interesting point. What should happen?
Look, I don't know what should happen. That's my question. I understand that you're doing it for attention. I feel like they're doing it for attention, whether it's positive or negative.
Which is fair, but maybe she's trying to get a modeling agency to pick her up. Maybe she wants to get into porn. Maybe she has many clean
totally
aspirations.
cool. That's totally fine.
But have you ever looked at the kinds of comments that these girls get whenever they post? Like, look, there are some guys I know from back in the day. And, like, you grow up and you have them on your Facebook and whatnot still. And you start to notice. And I like to call them nice guys. Nice guys.
Ooh.
Now,
air quotes.
what ends up happening is these are guys who believe their best virtue in life is that they are nice. So when you ask them, okay, so why should a girl like you? Because I'm nice. Those guys. They exist. There's a whole bunch of them. Now, often what happens on social media is these quote-unquote nice guys turn into, like,
Friend zone.
these super thirsty dudes, man. And you see it, man, this creepy behavior.
Yeah.
So you post a picture and
yeah.
maybe you have some titty action going on. I, as a man who might appreciate some of these pictures on the low, gloss over it because A, I have a girlfriend and she can see what I like, and B, I don't really want this girl to feel creeped out that I maybe have stopped and ogled her for a second longer than I should have. If I do it, if that's okay because she put it there, maybe that's fair game for a conversation on another day. But it's kind of creepy to like every one of their pictures, to comment, oh, you're so beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, no shit, she's beautiful.
Okay, wait.
Let me
wait,
share
wait.
something. Let me share
Go,
something.
go,
Let me
go.
share something, okay? I have a variety of pictures on my Facebook. You've seen them. You've seen
I have, in fact, seen them.
I have, like, pretty pictures and I have stuff like that. And when I used to be, or even now, like, in couple, like, I have pictures with my companion and, like, we have fun and whatever. I don't put a lot of them, but I do. And certain people that I've met through the gamer community or at work or, through my life, like, they've just been, like, just a tad over. Like, people liking your photo is just a boost of confidence, yes. But then, like, some are like, oh, just like, dot.
Right over the
Look,
line.
And
Look,
it's
I'm
just
gonna
like,
be
and
honest.
never liking photos with my partner in it, and it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
like,
I just want to interject quickly. I still am not
we
understanding.
put these pictures
Hold on,
because
hold on.
we like the way we look and we want to show you our
It doesn't
confidence.
matter.
And
And the fact is,
I wouldn't put a boob picture.
I'm trying to get to your post, man. That's what we're talking about. Is why this girl might feel a little victimized. That's what I'm trying to get to. So, once upon a time, when a less considerate Holden was a bit of a bigger asshole, I used to be one of these nice guys. That's how I can identify the behavior so well. Now, I was never stupid enough to publicly comment or like, because it's lame to do that. But oh my gosh. Drunk Holden would message every hot girl in the messenger at 4 a.m. Hey, sexy. Hey, gorgeous. Hey, what's up? I love that pic you posted last Tuesday. And imagine, and I bet if ever that troll Trace from South Park comes online.
Oh my God,
I'm
no!
under fire, man. Like, people will go through my search histories and shit and be like, wow, this guy was a fucking creepy asshole. So I'm putting it out there. I used to be, and try not to be
People
now,
can change.
a creepy asshole.
There is fair
But that puts me...
obsession that is okay, you know.
But no,
sometimes
I
see.
crossed the line into, like, being annoying with it, making people feel like objects. And that's where it comes down to it, right? So this girl creates this picture of herself topless. Maybe she photoshops it. In my opinion, now she's created this piece of art that she wants to put out there. Who cares what her intentions were? She's on... What's the difference between, like, her showing her tits or us making a podcast? At the end of the day, she has her reasons. Then people come at her like this, and I'm sure it's not the first time. And then she posts that thing, maybe to try in her own way from a point of frustration to express what I'm expressing. That it's not okay to treat people like that just because they post a topless picture.
And I agree with you on the fact that it's not okay to treat people like that, because a picture is a picture. You shouldn't insult or, like, degrade somebody for that. But unfortunately, there are people who do that. There are guys who do this thing on the internet, and it really boggles me how more frequently there's a lot of girls, young women and women, who just keep posting these photos of...
Well,
and,
you know what,
but
Chris? Like,
like-
when I was modeling at the time, like, you know what? Those were exposure. They were like visibility for me, and I
Yes.
got picked
And
up.
posting that photo, regardless
It
of
would
the
put me in
intent.
uncomfortable, it would put me in uncomfortable situations with people that would comment. Of course, I get like weird comments and like, you know, either hateful
But what
or
are you
like
are you
blasting
trying to,
stuff.
like, imply that
I'm
women should just accept the fact that this comes with the territory of posting this picture?
If like
Is
the
that-
post,
Dude,
hold on.
I don't want to sound like an asshole, but
No,
if I have to live with the fact that I post certain memes or certain things that start arguments on my Facebook
But this is
start,
a person's
Chris.
body. This is themselves.
and I
man.
get that, but that
What
person
about-
chose
What
to
about
put
the
it
person
there.
who took an innocent bikini picture on a vacation in Miami and then getting the exact same
Oh,
shit?
like
And
me
that's
on my
and
Instagram.
I
so
get
now
it.
now
I get
that-
it. Like,
you-
I'm not.
I
No,
don't-
I do understand, because I understand the concept of the
So,
photo.
I
don't.
suppose then the reality is she's not actually faking her victimization. There is clear reason for the girl to feel victimized. So she probably has a right. And by continuing to post these pictures in light of the fact that shit's coming, I say kudos, man. That's brave.
That I say kudos.
So,
That I
in
say
fact-
kudos.
No, but there are
But
some
to-
pictures. There
like-
are some pictures that stretch it. Like either like, oh my god, like oh look at my new pen.
Well,
Like blah, blah.
does Tumblr allow these pictures?
Yes,
Yes.
Tumblr
Then
allows these
Tumblr's
photos.
fair game. She should be allowed to post all the titty
And
pics she wants.
I
and it's
have
all
no
good.
problem with her.
Yeah, but
but
if
the
she's
fact
like,
that
if
the
she's
fact
like,
that she's
oh, I
putting
don't like that people call me a slut, and then puts naked pictures.
But
And it's
I
like,
don't think that putting a naked picture makes you a slut.
Yeah,
and
but your
people
caption should be something else.
But wait,
in
wait,
fairness,
I
'cause
don't
that's
agree with
just
that.
like,
I have to say
I
that
would.
as a person, if there's a huge difference. I want to live in a world personally where women can just have topless pictures out there and people aren't calling them sluts. What if, like, I wanted my girlfriend to be able to? We took this great picture, and then we wanted to put it out there because she just looks gorgeous and stunning, and her tits are out. Does that make her a slut? No.
No, you're right.
and
And I want to make
I
this
recant
clear
what I
that
said.
I'm going to say this to, like, the
That makes
death.
sense.
The issue is not the girl posting the picture. In the same way that when my girlfriend's shit got ripped off of Facebook and put on a fucking porn site, the issue is guys defending this behavior that guys are allowed to. It shouldn't come with the territory. Now, if we want to talk about social media behaviors and shit, that is just uncool. Trolling is gone too far, in my opinion. It's a matter of, like, people are just genuinely fucking assholes, because the equivalent, in my opinion, of a fucking creepy rapist type if you're just sitting there thirstily going after pictures. And I say this having once been that dude, and regretfully so, man. There are women who will never trust me again for good reason.
Or then certain people that are like, I've always understood that the internet is a stage for any entertainer. Like, you never know who a person really is. Like, I understand some people with long distance relationships and shit like that. Oh my gosh, and but like it's mind-boggling how much people would create. I just had a whole other, like, thought.
So then you tell a whole bunch of kids that sex sells and get mad at them for trying to use sex to sell?
No.
That's ridiculous. That's
okay.
Like that
in itself is a problem, because sex does sell, but
it does.
A 12-year-old or a 13-year-old.
We're not talking about 12 and 13-year-olds.
No,
is that whose tits are on Tumblr?
No. I'm saying that over fucking internet, there's pictures, and I'm not saying that there's nude photos of 12-year-olds, but these 12 and 13-year-olds are wearing skimpy outfits.
Which is not really a place to judge, because whenever I've tried to criticize that, girls have been like, why can't I walk around without a shirt on? Why? That's pretty sexist, is another way to look at it. That's what the whole Free the Titties campaigns are about.
I would agree to it. Honestly, like, I'm all for it, because it's like, yeah, you guys can go out, and do you understand how...
You go to, like, Europe and shit, and women are allowed to walk around with their tits out, and it's, like, totally legit, and you come here, and it's stigmatized. I'd say, fuck that, man. Free the breast. It's like, why does it have to be a sexualized thing? Why can't a chick just have her tits out and it's cool?
Yeah, and I totally agree.
You check her out. You don't be a douche about it.
Yeah, but that's where women have also a intellectual, like, sort of responsibility at that point to say, like, okay, it's fine. Like, I have him out. Understand that people will fucking stare at them.
Well, there's a difference between looking and staring. I think that if you have them out, you have the right to, like, I can, like, take the peek I would take if you're like, your shirt was out and whatever. Take the peek. Okay, girls, you can't get mad if guys are going to take a peek. It's a pretty novel idea. But at the same time, guys and ladies who like staring at tits, you can't just stare at the tits. It's disrespectful of any person. Nobody likes to get stared at. Trust me, I'm really like an eye contact kind of person, and I've learned that in public I have to actively look away from people's faces or I scare the shit out of them. You're not allowed to do that in any context, so you can't just do it because tits are out. Nah. Like, look.
No, I agree.
I'm on this new path in life where I'm trying to figure out a way that people can, like, live in a matter of respect. And if we're facing an issue of public shaming, it can't be that you attack the victim. Because by drawing attention at the victim the way you did, and not to put you on blast a little bit, but you're victim shaming. And in this one case, that victim's probably justified. There are times where people play the victim card, but if she's not asking for money, if she just put a post after a topless pic, that, to me, is a fair and acceptable use of her social media platform.
And I agree. She has all right to do what she wants. And I guess I understand your point of view, and I understand Damon's point of view, and it does make sense. I shouldn't victim shame or point the finger at these people, because they do have a right to post it. I think my main bother is that and I'm saying me personally, I just noticed that a lot of people post these photos and then cry about it when somebody they know or don't like ends up saying something that
I feel
is their opinion.
I feel like they're if we want to talk about opinions, we can get to that. But it's just there's a difference about the platform too. If it's something like Tumblr where the site's built around these snapshots as you've described it, then maybe this is what the girl wants to express. Maybe this is a way of coping with life, getting those likes, dealing with it. There's a lot of weird issues attached to that shit.
Okay.
There's also, like, the fact, like, if you take a look at the Facebook platform, like, only a year ago did they implement, like, something other than the like or the dislike, right?
Well,
They've given you a little bit more power of emotion. But if you're just going to do something to just be belligerent and condescending towards the person, why don't you just, like, close your eyes,
but at the
look
same
somewhere
time,
else? Like,
if you're on Facebook posting these pictures, it is kind of more of a family-oriented platform, right? Where grandma and 6-year-olds are on it. So I do kind of understand how people posting sluttier pictures on Facebook, of which I have no problem, could serve to be pushing the boundaries a little more, because that kid's 6-year-old might now come across you in a recommended friends. And if your profile picture is half naked. And so for me, it's very contextualized. And I don't really know that my opinions on the subject are the ones that should be used, because I'm a very liberal person in these worlds and I'm pretty okay with a lot of things. So we live in a very polarized world, right? And something I've seen is that a lot of people have started unfriending each other and crap like that, right?
Oh,
Yeah, but they're doing
yes.
it so publicly. It's like, oh, by the way, guys,
Yeah, I'm going.
if you don't answer this, I'm gonna unfriend
No,
you.
not those ones. Those ones are
Like,
just fucking whiners. I'm talking about another kind. Another kind. The one like entertainers or people who are holding positions of leadership or authority in some way or another. Like, look, if you're a rapper, if you're a DJ, if you're a this or a that, kids and shit are going to look up to you because you're doing something they want to do, even if you're local, even if you're big. And so what I'm seeing is a lot of people on all sides of the fence in these kinds of positions actively promoting unfriending people who disagree with their point of view on subjects, especially when guys like Trump are brought into it, where, as in my opinion, the role model and the leader types that y'all should be, you should be encouraging discussion and open-mindedness, or at least that's my platform for how I want to approach it. And that means, unfortunately, you're gonna have to be open to the fact that there are opinions that are different than yours. I know I'm talking for a minute, but I'm pissed off at this subject. Everybody knows there's a Facebook algorithm. And everybody at this point at least should know how this Facebook algorithm works.
Yes.
If you like shit and you comment on shit, you see more of that exact shit. So if all you do is unfriend every single opposing view that is not your fucking your view, if it's
you're never gonna get more than one opinion. You're always gonna get a fucking mirror side of your own, which is very
basically
diversifying.
a very powerful argument as to why Mr. Trump was elected in the first place, because people unfriended every opposition. If you don't understand what the other side has to say, if you're not willing to engage in another person's viewpoint, if you're so dead set in your beliefs, you are no longer an open-minded person.
I feel like,
which is okay. But don't preach like you're open-minded if you're going to be a closed-minded fuck. Be honest about it and with who you are and shit. For me, it's this fake shit I don't like.
my only question to you though is that you said behaviors. Is it one behavior or is it like
It's being fake in public for attention.
I think because what I'm understanding is that people have become so close-minded nowadays. Like
I just said that.
I know, but that's what I'm understanding. Like, because at first you went off on behaviors and I thought we were going on the whole unfriending tip. But now it seems like it's just people
unfriending people who agree with you is a shit behavior.
No, unfriending people who don't agree with you.
That's what I meant.
Happening.
I meant to say that, and then that's a shit behavior. Being fake about it in giant, grandiose statements is another fake behavior. It's like you're pandering to try to get fans and shit like that is how I see it.
But how are you supposed to get fans if you don't listen to other people and their other opinions? Like, you want that person who doesn't agree with you to agree with you.
I'm agreeing with what you're saying. Yes, good.
Yeah, but some people like to seek the attention of being the controvert. Like, just like, yo, I want to disagree with all these people just to get them pissed off and all their attention.
Trolls, and trolls are assholes. But
like Bob, B.O.B. fucking, he does like, no, you know what, the earth is flat. Like, everybody are telling him and he's just holding his point because he's getting all of this attention and affection and time.
B.O.B. is influencing other people. So if you don't really listen to what B.O.B. has to say, right, you'll never know how to speak to the people that B.O.B. has maybe influenced poorly. Because I look at life right now like there's this giant intellectual battle happening online, and I actively jump into fights full on Facebook. I mean,
like
just
super,
say like
super old and comes to the save.
Hold on, he just manages to place the one word. I'm just gonna the right word with the right pressure, just like boom, and then sits back and relaxes, and then blah blah blah.
See,
and
that maybe a couple years back. Now it's more different. Now it's like I recognize that when fighting trolls and other extreme personalities, that the person I'm talking to, I am never going to convince them of anything. That's okay. Because what I've come to see is that lots of people read these things and giggle and they laugh about it. And I've had many in real life people come up to me in person, hit my in real life comment button, and then not the poke, it's a comment. Like they're hitting comment, and then they tell me all about how they were reading this Facebook thread and they didn't want to get involved, but they loved it and they were appreciating how this conversation went. And I came to see that in my entertaining way that I approach this, it might appear trollish at first, but like, look, I came across Christian conservatives against Trump. I may have mentioned this on another podcast, but I think it's worth bringing this guy back into the fold because we're talking about it.
Okay.
He's the kind of person Damon's describing with this B.O.B. behavior where he's committed to his ideas that Trump is the greatest thing ever. He's committed to not learning how to spell properly. He uses cap locks because apparently when you type all in caps, people forgive grammatical errors like not using periods.
No, it makes my headache.
I know,
so
and
much.
we tried to explain it was yelling. And I talked to this guy for a good couple of weeks. I engaged with him. I told him about Grammarly. Turned out his computer's so shitty he can't run Chrome. And then I realized this is just some like guy who believes deep down in his heart that he's just doing the right thing and the whole world is being mean to him and he just holds his ground. And I came to respect Christian conservatives against Trump over time. I highly disagree with him. I'm probably never going to respond to him again because the conversation wouldn't go anywhere. And people started using what I said to make fun of him further. And I was like, I started feeling bad, right? But just not everyone's a troll. And some of the people are just trying to get their shit across. But then if you disagree with it and you never challenge it and you never engage with the person and you never have an idea, maybe he could become your good buddy and you just piss that away because he likes green and you like blue. I got
you know what? Like there is a good side to social media that I enjoy. Like by liking different things and like we've become a social network. We've become a little bit more exposed to the world, a little bit more exposed to what's out there, like the new technologies that you can have heard of, the new games, the new like the way people think, like music, like new food recipes. Bro, I have such a big library.
We are all about to learn a lot more about the podcast world, about the music that's coming out. And social media has been a huge source of knowledge for me, at least, to be able to actively contribute to these podcasts. So for all the negative behaviors, there's a lot of positives, but it's a matter of, look, there's something that I was thinking about related to it. I think there's a lot of drama on Facebook because of that, and people are kind of confused. But something I've seen come up multiple times that I have trouble wrapping my head around is the idea that everyone's entitled to an opinion. Right, or free speech and all this shit. People hide behind these words, and I absolutely think you're right. Everyone is entitled to an opinion.
But don't you think there should be a moral value to how you share and say your opinion, to like publicly displaying it, like being in a forceful way? Like, just...
I think we can rephrase that differently because a moral value, we could disagree on a moral value. There are people who morally feel abortion's right, and there are people who morally feel abortion's wrong.
Okay, but is it morally right to banter and fucking, be belligerent towards
subjective.
that person?
Still a subjective thing based on education and a few other things. I think there's a better way to look at it. If you're entitled to have an opinion, you should be obliged to defend that opinion if someone challenges it.
Yeah, and not do like, oh, the fuck you care, blah 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 blah, and just like shove the person out.
But that just happens. That just happens normally though. Like if I were to state my opinion and you were to be like, you were to bash it down, I would defend it.
I wouldn't bash it. I want you please explain it to me. Like, why do you think
challenging it? Fine.
I don't know that most people on the internet are that receptive to this criticism. I would argue against that, to be honest. I'd say in most of my conversations, it's often like, it doesn't matter. People are trying to be right more often than they care about what's right. And I've seen far too often that people just hide behind these things like, I'm allowed to have an opinion and put it out there. And then no one's allowed to criticize it, and that person gets sensitive. And that's a better example, in my opinion, of this false victimization. Right? So if you put out, I hate black people, some people do that shit. You can't be mad if a lot of other people are like, fuck you. And then you can't, it's that is a fair time for you to make a claim like, well, what did you expect? Well, that's a good time. But at the same time, especially with music, man, I've gotten into a lot of these conversations. I almost got into a Twitter fight over what was the best what was the best song on that T.I. album we did. And I'm like, man, I'm allowed to like this song more than other songs. I'm trying to say like, fact, this is the best song ever. I'm saying I love this song best.
And that's just your opinion.
Right.
I feel like, but see, that's where people get it wrong. It's like, if I turn around and I'm like, Holden, Damon, what's the best, like, out of these 3 songs on this album, what's the best song? It's like I'm kind of forcing you to just make a decision, and I'm forcing you to make a decision with something that you can't force somebody to do.
I don't agree entirely. I mean,
well, you can't force me to like an album if I don't like it.
I think that I can go, Chris, what is your favorite 3 songs, and then force you to make that decision.
Yeah, my favorite 3 songs, but if I pick 3 songs out of, let's say, 14 songs, and I'm like, out of these 3, which one's your favorite? It's like...
Well, I also, again, think it's a fair question. I just don't think I can get mad at your answer. Why can't I do that? I can be like, oh, Chris, so I fucking love these 3 songs. Of these 3 songs, which is your favorite? How's that an unfair question for Facebook?
Fine, questioning, fine, but what if I turn around and I'm like, I don't like any of the 3 songs? You
Well,
can't get mad at me.
No.
And then as far as banter and conversation goes, depending on how close we are, I should be able to go as far as, what the fuck are you talking about, to, well, I respect your opinion. The thing I've noticed is people don't like always how I talk to specific individuals, and sometimes you just have weird relationships and inside jokes, and it's not other people's businesses, even if it is online. They don't have to understand half the shit I post. You know, most of you don't know me.
Yeah, some of my, like, we've had me and my friends shared, like, conversations that feel like, to an outsider, it'd be like, what the hell is wrong with them? And just, like, into us, we have our inside jokes and whatever, it works.
All I know is people need to be a little more accepting to the other side online. And then, so you brought up something interesting. I want to pivot into the whole fake news world, because I think the fake news is the current thing that's fucking really irking me. And fake news.
So as we've been, as Chrome would say it, filled in. Does he say that? Does he?
Yeah,
like,
he says that at the
is
end of
it?
every episode.
I've never realized that.
He goes,
Sorry,
I'm
guys.
Philly Davis. This is the Philip DeFranco show. You've just been filled in, and I'll see you tomorrow.
So Philip DeFranco showed us basically the video of the dog that was showed to be drowned in the can't remember.
A dog's purpose.
A dog's purpose.
Basically, it wasn't so much that it was drowned. It's there was alleged animal abuse because it looked like he was forcing the dog into the water because the dog didn't want to go in. Somebody made a video with a clear cut, and then after that, everyone jumped the gun and basically fucked a dog's purposes opening day weekend. Basically,
I have to say, I got into the whole like angry crowd of it.
This is something I've had a pet peeve with for a fucking while, right? Because basically what's happening is people are reporting news in a way to get attention, catering to whatever fits what they want, and nobody wants to wait 2 days to find out what actually happened, right? Like, we want to know what happened so quickly that we'd rather assume that this dog was abused and, oh, that's fucking terrible, fuck this movie, what if that's true, blah, blah, blah. And then you find out 2 days later, well, you know, it wasn't true, but we already destroyed it, so.
But I think that's people's impulse.
That's a shit impulse. There's not an excuse.
Well,
People
they
need better
manipulated it in a way to emotionally get us.
That doesn't make it a better excuse.
No,
it's still
we should have.
I had zero empathy for this, man. Apparently, the Melania Trump thing was debunked, and she's not being abused, and there was a reason she was so pissy.
The who?
The Melania Trump thing.
Oh,
The
yeah,
fucking
there
thing
was
happened on my Facebook because I said, wait, okay. So what happened was people assumed that the woman was being fucking abused because
one photo shows her being
there was like a
upset.
video, and then
I saw
Trump
a
looked
photo.
back and she smiled, and then she went back to looking sad, and everyone was like, that is the face of an abused woman. Is she being abused? Should we launch an official investigation?
But
and I was
clearly,
Looked like somebody
clearly
that was,
nobody's
like-
really had an official
Well-
girlfriend where they're just mad at them.
well, no, it's beyond that. I'm like, okay, we all saw like 45 seconds of footage, and you guys, I'm now seeing articles being shared by people saying Melania Trump is being abused. And I'm like, hold on a second.
I never got the abuse feeling. I'm gonna be honest. I've never listened to the video with the sound.
It was like I got basically attacked at a certain point with my intent was, yo, why are we all assuming? Are we all fucking psychoanalysts now? Like, do we all have this skill? And somebody was like, well, are you saying that these questions shouldn't be answered?
I like the status. I just want to say that.
And I was like, you know what, man? I'm saying no, we shouldn't ask these questions exactly at this time. In my opinion, there's no evidence. And if you ask questions like this with no evidence, you ruin fucking people's lives, right? Mm-hmm. It's just speculation. It's called libel. It's illegal, and you can be sued for it if you just spread rumors aimlessly. And it creates physical and damage or harm of a monetary sense. That person can fucking come after you and shit. It's like, why are there laws to protect people from defamation if it's okay for people to just ask questions that ruin. No, I'm
It's
fucking
against
nervous,
the law.
right?
It's like taking out a
Like,
certain person or a certain organization,
knowing
like public
that,
defamation.
like,
That's it.
I know that my past has some questionable behaviors, and there might be malicious fuckers out there with grudges against me. And my girlfriend's been fucking stalked by a fucker for the longest time. People hold grudges like that, and there's so much power that, like, what happens if I make it up? So y'all know clearly right now we're getting like fucking no views on the podcast. But what happens when we're at like 50,000, episode 300? Shit's popping off, deals are coming in, and now motherfuckers are slandering me over what? Like, shit's getting fabricated. It makes me a little paranoid if nobody wants to take any time to look into the story. Another thing that scares me is like with these political elections and shit, there was this picture of like Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton with blackface from like 1982. Oh, they're racist, was basically the caption. And I'm like, well, maybe they were racist in 1982, and in 2017 they're not racist.
They opened up, or they
Because like
People can
broadened their
change.
mind of view.
Because like now that I basically agreed to have my whole life documented for the last decade, right? It scares me to know that any action I performed,
Could
any
be
stupid
manipulated, could be
anytime I quoted fucking
twisted.
Kim by Eminem on fucking Facebook, which was always stupid to do. Never quote that song, young boys. They will never want to fuck you for putting bleed bitch bleed into a Facebook status.
Oh God.
But,
Certain shit just shouldn't go on Facebook.
well, no, certain shit should go
Yeah,
on
but you
Facebook,
learn this
but
as they go. We didn't have this growing up when we were
man,
kids.
I got
like,
hit
we,
in the
we
balls, man. Look,
started at like our fucking late
Shit.
teens.
I started
16,
I was in
me?
Sejep. I was a little, well, for me I was 19, but the
I was
girl
17.
I was dating in college didn't want me on Facebook at first, and I had to like convince her that this was actually a cool thing for us to do.
I
and
had to
then-
be convinced.
Well, actually, it's kind of funny because funny you say that because every girlfriend I've had was like, "Oh, well, put me as your girlfriend on Facebook," and I'm like, "Why? Like, I don't
I'm
get
happy you
this."
said that.
And then they're like, "Well, if we're not a Facebook official, then we're not official." And I just went by.
Oh goodness,
Okay.
goodness.
So
that
I
is
used to
taking
be
it
like
too
that
far.
too. Don't get me wrong. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
my happiest moments at like 23 were like in a relationship with, and I was so happy to have that status appear. And then you'd break up
Bothered
and you'd
me.
change it.
No, me,
No, but
I
this
have to
again,
say,
for me, it
like-
was a bit of a different world. Maybe it was new and it was fun, and I had no self-esteem. But I understand where you're coming from, because now with Bonnie, I think we were like serious dating for like 6 months before I was like, oh shit, I should change my Facebook status. My shit's hidden. Like, you have to dig into my profile to even see if I'm single. Like, it's not a relevant factor of if you should add me. Listen, girls don't go out of their way to add this dude to fuck them.
No, well, you know what? Like the first time I was in a relationship, I was like, I never put it on, but like the guy would always try to like, try to put me in the status. I was like,
Put,
no,
like,
I don't
that
want to put
lock
it.
on her.
And then I was like, because it was a
Cuffing
strategy
season.
to put somebody else away. Anyways,
Well,
and then it
it's-
started to.
It's just like
just
I find like a lot of this Facebook shit like this is linked to self-esteem. So if you're an insecure guy, and as you guys cannot tell, Damon's a very
Yeah.
beautiful woman, and if you have no self-esteem, you're gonna be like, okay, I gotta lock it publicly that everyone knows I'm
okay, I
dating
can
her
understand.
as quick as possible.
Okay,
Otherwise,
see.
I
otherwise
understand
Chris is
that.
gonna snoop in and steal her.
But
But
again,
you know what? You know what? Like the stream killer was like, nah, I don't want that shit. I was like, fine, because I
That's
took
a
out
sign of
everything.
a catch. I've met the stream killer. He's a cool dude.
Look, I used to do when Facebook did start, I was like, I make it official, whatever, I'll publicize it. But then when I started realizing, and this is for me, right? I realized that apparently I wasn't a good boyfriend back then, and girls just dumped me, and then we broke up or whatever. And then here's the real thing that bothers me. Every time you get into a relationship, it's 35 likes, 14,000 comments. Oh my God, congratulations. And then you date for, 6, 7 a year, and nobody really
Was that
says
6 or
anything.
7 years,
I
or
don't
6
know.
or 7.
Oh, 6
6 weeks,
Was he
7
dating
months.
6
7
months,
girls
well,
a
whatever,
year?
6 weeks, 7 months, a year, whatever. You date for like however long, and then nobody really cares what you're doing. Nobody really talks to you. Nobody whatever. And then suddenly, I'm single on Facebook,
But
and
is it
oh my God,
possible,
what
just to
happened? Wait,
mix in that the most exciting thing happening in your life over the period of time you're describing was that you got into a relationship? and
No,
broke up?
the most exciting time of my life was being in the relationship and all the photos that I put with the girlfriend at these
Nobody
beaches.
cares about
But you
those.
see, that's what bothers me. Do not go and mock me on my. I feel it's mocking because it's like, don't go and mock me or insult me on my relationship when you're like, I like this. Congratulations, Chris. Like, you got a girlfriend, and then Don't talk to me about her. Don't ever ask me questions. And then when we break up, oh, I feel so bad for you, buddy. I'm here. Don't worry.
See,
I
this
get
is
you.
where I
And
find
I'm
it
like,
in. Like,
that's
even if you
so
have a girlfriend,
stupid.
they still talk to you.
That's so dumb.
You're mad that your boys had your back online
No,
for show.
no, and it's not my boys. My boys were the ones going, yo, bro, I hear you're pissed off at your girl right now. Okay, so I'm going to come pick you up. It's a random Monday. All right, I'm going to come get you. We're going to go for a drive. You're going to relax, and we're going to go back to your house.
Become
That's what my boys did. But the other people on Facebook, dude, I don't need your bullshit support.
Guys,
Chris, hold on a second. People do love to give support. I want to pivot to something else that's
They
pissed me
want
off about.
support.
You know what kills me? People who put pictures of fucking puppies and shit and go, "You're an asshole if you don't share this picture. Pray for it." And I'm like, fuck you.
It's like you love,
I don't care
share,
if I've said that in another
and like,
podcast.
oh my god, it's like, it seems, it became the new strand of, if you don't share
Oh,
this
man.
email to the next
Look,
10
like,
people, like, you're a horrible curse.
Chain
will come to
letters
you.
turned into
That's
memes.
exactly what it is.
Which is
now
fair
it's like,
statement, Chris.
if you don't like
No,
this,
thank
you're
you.
a horrible person.
If I actually give, I never.
Publicly call out people.
No, I
don't.
publicly call people out all the time. That's
I
not
don't.
true about me.
I try not
But
to.
I never offer support or help publicly because I find it like an embarrassing thing in general. So if you need help, and let's say you need $100, and I'm gonna give you $100, well then I should do that whole conversation on the low without ever bringing it up. So by me going out there and being like, I'm gonna hook you up in front of everyone. Now I'm just a narcissistic dick trying to get some attention, which I think was the whole point of this podcast, is how people solicit attention on Facebook in a ridiculous way.
I forgot.
Yeah, I talked a lot. I'm sorry, I'm into this one.
Damn.
It's like therapy.
What were we talking?
This is the first podcast in like 3 or 4 weeks where I don't feel like dead, tired, exhausted, or
Oh
out of
yeah,
it.
guys, we're sorry. We're back on game.
Well, I apologize. I would like to just say that I jumped the gun, started adding shows. I've been spending all day long editing, going to work, coming back, doing this. It's been so this really, I got a little drunk last night while reviewing the album for later. So when we get there, I was a little less than sober when I did that, and I woke up super late today. It was fucking wonderful, and
the stream killer took me for brunch. I was so happy. I got food in my belly. But
and what did Chris do?
I worked.
Oh, that's what
Do
you
you remember
get for
your
a student job.
That's what you get for being in your early 20s.
Student jobs are horrible, but if it works out, bro, don't say it. Thing that we have to understand for fraud, like we know. You remember last podcast
Sure.
we were. Anyways, so think about a status, right? A status says like, all right, guys, we're all beautiful people. We're all from wonderful places in the world. I'm born in this town, Italy. Which city were you guys from? It's like, oh my God, like I'm born here. I'm born that. Does it not sound like one of your security questions to your bank account when you don't remember your ID? Which city were you born in? What's your favorite color?
Whoa!
What school
Yeah,
did you
I
go to?
suppose
What
I
music
just
instrument?
never
I mean,
used those
shit.
questions.
No, but you don't. But like, you don't
No,
think
but
twice when
it's
you
a
want
good
to
point.
answer. Like,
No,
and
but
I
the
see
other
all
day-
these people.
The other day, I did go to a website that's like, check if your email address has been hacked. Popped in my email address. Handed it right to these fuckers.
God, there's a lot of there's a lot of manipulation, especially through social media. The clothes you see, like just you're like, oh wow, that's a gorgeous
Well,
shirt.
I'm a little okay with the whole advertising side of it, right?
It's cool.
Because
Absolutely,
basically,
but
at
it's
some point, you're going to see sponsored Headspace results, and we're going to be the same fucking thing, you know?
No, yeah, absolutely. But like when people go as to outreach as far as to be fraudulent and like sell you,
know
something.
what it is? It's the fake accounts that keep adding me. These half-naked
Oh
women.
God.
I get half-naked
I
women
get
adding me
half-naked
like
men on the
5 or
time.
6 times a day sometimes. There's 2 pictures. I hit delete.
Or they just created an account 2 days ago and they posted like 27 posts and 86 pictures, so you don't look
I
when
wish
the account was
somebody
activated.
put that much effort into me, man. Like they put 3 pictures and they have 4 friends, and I'm like, fuck, man.
And it's like 4 mutual friends, and you're like, how do you know this person?
Yeah.
I had one girl.
that's
Add me,
me
and it
too.
said you're mutual friends with your dad, and I was like, my dad would never be friends
I
with
had
this
one
person.
girl ask.
behavior that's stupid. If you're looking for a job, you can post, I'm looking for a job. But then if you lose that job and 8 weeks later you're looking for another job and you post that, okay, cool, that might be all right again. But if this cycle repeats for like a year and a half, and I'm a future employer, and I come and I go through your Facebook and I notice that you can't hold the job, you basically just snitched yourself out. Now, I know a lot of people are all going to be like, well, make your account private. Well, if your account's fucking private and that guy's account is public and his account's more interesting than your boring-ass private account, I'm going to hire him. And that's just how the world works. So you kind of need to be like interesting and tactful with your social media personality. It isn't private. It isn't just this shit. It should be something that you carefully control. That you understand and manipulate to your advantage.
There's also the fact, guys, you have to understand that this platform is visible. There is not really, there's always like, make your account safe, make your account secure. Yeah, you can privately block your things, but you're still putting it on an interweb platform that could possibly make people share it or like screen cap or whatever. Yeah, you do have an obligation towards your job. Don't start bitching about situations that happen between your colleagues by name or, I keep the name of my job away. Nobody knows where I work on the internet. People that know where I work know, but I don't advertise it. But I've had colleagues that were like, oh, this customer, blah, 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 exactly described the situation and like, oh, fuck my work.
Well, that's really? Just a violation of like
exactly,
corporate
but
policy,
like understand
but
that
saying where you work is totally fine by me.
I don't want to link it because if I come and I'm pissed off and just like, oh my god, I wish I didn't work or I hate my work, like at that point, but nobody can tie it to that.
You should never post something like that because this is back where I was trying to say is you have an obligation to be intelligent with how you present yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you put like a 3.5 of weed and a gun in your picture, don't be surprised if even McDonald's don't want you. I use that as like a ludicrous example, but I've noticed all too often people think Facebook is this thing that they're entitled to and this transcends to all social media platforms. They're more like active communities that you contribute to, and your obligation is to present yourself in a way that's good for your success. Look, we're living in a world where robots are going to take all the jobs in the next little while, so you should make yourself a more interesting and intelligent candidate online. It's not too late yet, but one day it kind of will be.
Yeah.
I'm not ready for the robot apocalypse.
Well, you know what, Chris? Like, you're going to have to...
Look, man, welding jobs, shit like that, the really dangerous stuff, it's going to start there. And then it's going to move into the agricultural world and things like foresting. And then it's going to move into call centers. And inevitably, even the call center jobs will go away.
No, they're making everything self-serve.
If you're in a position where you have not locked down what your future is, lock down your fucking Facebook and make it look sexy as fuck in a not-so-conventional way.
Another thing that like grinds me a little bit is like how family became tied in. So
family,
like they're like, okay, take a look at, I'm a person, you want me somewhere, call me. Yo, D, do you want to show up at this place? We were gonna have this rat time. Not a problem. You know what? I can show up. Send me a Facebook invite after all the games invite that I'm getting, the notifications I'm getting, the messages I'm getting, the pictures I'm being shared, the video. No, I'm not gonna see it. I'm not gonna filter it.
I don't agree with that entirely.
I can't follow up on it. I'm
sorry. As
like
a guy who makes shows and events, and I consider it, even with this podcast, when we do more substantial things, we actually have to.
Yes, you send me the invite. You yourself, you do it perfectly. You send me the invite by Facebook, so it's a reminder. But you also take the time to actually contact me.
That's because of I can afford to do that now, but I can't always.
I don't know, man. If she's talking about family, like the same thing happened to me. My aunt, I walked into my aunt's house and she was like, "Oh, why didn't you come to such and such event?" And I was like, "What's such and such event?" And she's like, "Oh, well, I invited you on Facebook." And I went, "Yo, you have my number."
I have
I'm sorry, I get it that I'm on Facebook a lot, but I don't look at all these events. I have other shit to do.
I mean,
so
maybe family is inconsiderate, but at the same time, I find it shitty that people don't, because I invite people to shit all the time, and people don't respond to it.
But you
have the power. No, I mean, I have like 900 fucking Facebook friends. I can message maybe 15, 20 of them for most things. So why is it fair to me that I go through all the effort to make the event page look pretty, and you guys chose to not turn off the fucking notifications for Candy Crush? You chose to leave them on so you get them every day when you could have disabled all of the stuff you don't like, left it so only good shit comes in, and then I put the burden of obligation back on the other side. It's on you to control what comes in. Given Facebook has given every tool
I
an
agree.
opportunity.
But I
Like, how
still
the fuck
feel
am I
that it's
supposed
still
to-
in context and it's subjective. You have to.
Plus,
It depends on who it is. I mean,
if
if
you
it's
want people to give a shit about your local art, and 8 out of 10 of these invites that I get are people pushing an artist page. So if everyone's trying to push an artist page, and I'm trying to push my artist page, and you're now trying to push your artist page, and you just don't indulge it, you don't even look at it, you don't even decide if it's something we're liking, how can you expect people to give a shit about what you do if you're not even putting it out there that you're the type to even
in that
indulge
case,
it?
yes. But I mean, if you're talking like your
that
close
is-
friends or whatever, just call me.
Yeah,
Straight
but-
up, like.
But dude, like I work like lately sometimes 14 hours a day. I don't know that I can afford to call you. I'd rather just pop off a message or do something like that. Now, what if I am planning some blah blah blah, and like frankly, it doesn't even occur to me to message you, my birthday party, and I have to invite 40 people. You're not telling me that while on top of planning a party, I have to go out of my way because y'all can't be bothered to check Holden's birthday invite when you get it in the corner and the notification pops up.
It's just like, you know what? I get a lot of notifications at work, and they show up on my screen, and then like I just like open my phone and turn off the notifications because I can't look at them when I'm at work. So sometimes I don't go on Facebook for 5 days in a row, and then after that it's like,
then-
oh, I missed this, oh, I missed that, fuck, and then I
But
text
that-
you guys, I'm like, shit, I'm sorry, I didn't see the invite, like.
But at the same time, if you know that there's going to be stuff on Facebook worth watching, doesn't that put it on you to be more available?
Prioritize,
Yeah, well,
maybe?
it's like not something that I understood to be needing more like prioritizing
It's
on
just
and focusing
as
on.
like the world evolves,
it
it's
is.
to a
It's-
point where like we're all so busy. Like
It's getting scary. Like you have
You
to be
have-
attached to like your work email,
Seriously,
your home
man,
email, your
I-
all
I-
your accounts,
I
your
don't think,
passwords,
like
and
people,
everything.
especially older people, make fun of me for how much I love my phone, but it's turned into a place where I have meetings
Do
about
you-
shit on my phone while like on the bus over here, all over.
Do you remember the time when you used to remember all your friends' phone numbers because you didn't
Yes.
No,
have?
I wrote
like,
them down in a book.
Yo,
I
that's
still,
the thing. Like we
I
used
still
to.
know
I
this
need,
guy
like,
from grade 3's phone number.
Me too. Like I remember, like every
But,
Sunday at 10 a.m. I
I mean,
would call.
I don't even know anyone's phone number except my mom's by heart anymore.
I-
That part doesn't scare me, but it's the part where I actually have to have 7 fucking Facebook group chats over. This one has that person. This one doesn't have that person. And I'm basically managing so much on my own because I have to, the way the world is. And I'm forced to have Facebook. I'm forced to have Twitter. In fact, I'm learning how to use Hootsuite like now-ish so that I can get better at Twitter and more people can come and see this effort that we're putting in. And it's just frustrating. Yeah, look.
You know what? I just want to interject with one more thing with that. You know, we're so attached by this. Sorry, I watched The World's End with Sean Penn and the other British actor. Basically, what they were saying is that everybody was being taken over by the network, which is all the technologies that grown up from when we started prehistorically, and at some point the network decides
So
to,
it's
you know
basically
what?
like Terminator.
Yeah, so like basically like they tell them, you know what, you guys are too stupid, we don't even want to mess with you anymore. Network leaves planet Earth. No more power, no more technology, no more entertainment, no more nothing. We just go back to Stone Age. How would we right now, if this would happen,
Man, we'd be so fucking fine.
sorry, like how would we? No technology, no way of communicating with each other. Like
I think-
you can't get
I
out.
think
There's
we'd
no
be-
running
I think
water.
we'd
There's
all
no.
be way better than we think we'd
You know,
be.
we have a lot of knowledge, but it would create
We have-
chaos.
It-
Max,
folks, we've gone too hard on all this subject. It's break.
it's a break.
Your reality, it's not enough to be me with a spirit this free. Got me questioning my own sanity. All the people
Appreciate your luscious brains.
All 24 of you, of which we won't reveal how much is actually us. We love you. You're our favorites in the world, and we look forward to that number growing. Tell your friends, please.
Or let us know, like if you feel like
any
we need
feedback.
improvement,
And
or you wanna,
comments, right
give
there.
us comments. We're not afraid of it, guys. We've
No,
been
I've
talking about
even
it. We
been
want
responding.
it. Like,
We have the Twitter now. We can tweet us. I digress. All the information's below. Hit the show more because it's probably not clear. You got all the topics like normal, and
yeah.
give us some love. I digress. What's our local artist not local, shall I say indie artist that we want to introduce you? This one comes from Daemon.
Well, I have to say this for the stream killer's sake. Nut clusters, delicious clusters of nuts. Anyways.
Yeah, that was our Daemon word of the week.
Oh,
right,
guys.
Chris?
Daemon
no,
phrase.
no. He's been subliminally tell me these words so that and it works, because the other day I was pouring a glass of wine, so I was like, "That's clusters, delicious clusters," and that he just whispers it in my sleep all the time, continuously. So yes, I did put it in. Anyways, he was talking to me, and it's like, what are you wrapping your head around? It's like, fuck, I need an indie rapper, and like we're thinking about it. And he's like, oh, check this guy out. And he's like, Shotgun Shane, guys, this guy from Texas who is not too bad of a rapper. Like, I like him a lot, like for the Chevy one and for some of the parodies he's done.
Oh, his parodies were weird, right? So
yeah,
she sends me fucking Bad and Bougie to Chris's Delight as his remix.
Just because of Chris, he did it better.
Hate the song. He did do it better. It was still terrible.
I have to, dude. Just on that point, I have heard remixes of Bad and Bougie.
And trust you, he gonna shoot you, bro.
Raindrop.
Fucking awful song, man. I've now had to hear it. Childish Gambino, the fuck are you on? It's not that good. Saying it here in the podcast, but so this guy did remix it better. He basically took the beat, and then I saw he did one for Black Beatles, and then I saw he did one for Panda, and then I saw he did one for Broccoli, and I'm like, okay, so the guy's a parody, and he just like raps about his truck and other like hillbilly things. My girlfriend is sitting there like, this is fucking terrible. It's not terrible, right? It's just parody, but like he doesn't put a lot of effort into it. It's kind of like he just whipped it up with the mic, didn't even bother to mix it, and popped it off like a joke. And then I found a real song. So I found Drank Up, and I was like, fuck me, man. It pops in with this really awesome folk blended with hip-hop sound, comparable to shit like Yellow Wolf with this country twang. I was thinking Bubba Sparks, kind of like a Bubba Sparks or a Yellow Wolf. And it was really cool, and it's your typical rap shit, in my opinion, but just a bunch of southern references and country ass shit. My girlfriend lit up like a light bulb. She was so happy. She was like, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And I'm like, I don't.
Oh, me too. I related to like when they're like, oh, 80% proof. I was like, 80 proof. I was like, oh, I know what that is. It's just like, I've had 70% and 60%. Just like, oh, it's horrible.
Proof. Okay, so alcohol. 80 proof. Alcohol's weird, right? So basically how you figure out is back in the day, it had to do with like gunpowder and how they would proof if the alcohol was really alcohol or if it was good or bad and percentage, right? So the way it works out is 80 proof just means 40%. Just take whatever the fucking number is, cut it in half, and that's the percent alcohol. And that's how you translate the proof system for everyone out there. So 80 proof is basically your Appleton rum.
Unfortunately, I did not get time to listen to this Shane Shock, which is
why
I'm a little confused.
Okay, it's not his fault. We decided this like a few hours ago today, and Chris works on Saturdays because he refuses to find a better job, and that's his issue. He likes where he is for some fucking reason.
Yeah, maybe the winds of change will come in.
It's because some fucking rapper came in the other day and he got really excited and was talking about it like it was...
Didn't you get super pissed at that after?
No, okay, so
like
Mano, fucking, the rapper Mano actually stayed at my hotel, and it was just weird because that whole week was actually weird for me, and good things were happening Monday, Tuesday, and then I hooked up with like a producer on Wednesday, and I met a studio guy, and it's just a bunch of weird shit, and then... all of a sudden, a guy that I'm following, he posted a photo about Mano being in his studio, and I was like, oh, cool, I used to go there, I know the guy, that's awesome, that's
actually know the guy he's talking about, too. He's a pretty chill dude. Makeway Studios, bless up.
Pretty dope thing. Gotta check it out if you're ever in Montreal. But, and then, coincidentally, like 10 minutes after I see this post on Facebook, I get a text from my coworker, and he's like, hey, do you know this rapper? And I'm like, yeah, why? And I'm at home on my PS4 playing, jamming for a little bit, waking up in the morning, and he's like, well, he's here. And I'm like, no, why am I not at work? I don't know, man. It's just cool to know. But now I'm starting to think that there's other rappers that have been there. Like, I feel like I've seen another rapper there.
People are going to go to the hotel you work at when you work at a hotel downtown in Montreal. It's just part of life, and unfortunately,
it's just,
you're not allowed to engage them. You're an employee, dude.
I know, right?
So what you need to do is quit, get famous, go to the hotel, and hang out with Migos so you guys can do your Bad and Bougie impersonations together.
Why? What?
So yeah, what did you think of this guy? I would give him like a 3 on 5. He's not really my style, but he's not bad.
Yeah, I did the same. Like I started listening more into the thing, and I was like, you know what? I only liked like a few of the things, but it's not bad. Like it doesn't cringe me.
It's not Migos bad.
No, it's not.
I don't know. Some people really defend this Migos shit.
Whoa.
I don't fully get it. I'm okay with being ignorant. I don't really like it. If you're a rapper and your verse starts with Offset, woo, 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 and there's no bars or shit, it's just woo, 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 fuck you. Moving along. So this week we decided to jump on, well, I said fuck it. I saw Lupe Fiasco was dropping an album and I said, that's it, that's what we're doing.
You know what? Like, I didn't know who he was at all. Like, I was just like, wow, who's Lupe Fiasco? It's
Have
like
you
this
ever,
guy from...
You ever heard Superstar?
You
what's
never heard
Superstar?
The Show Goes On?
Yeah, The Show Goes On.
Or Bitch Bad. Damon did hear Bitch Bad. I played it earlier and she was like, I know this song.
It's
that
like
was Lupe.
familiar, but I still don't
But
like hitch to it.
so February 9th, Lupe,
10th.
No, it came out on the 9th. He
Oh,
dropped
okay.
it a day early.
Oh.
So he dropped it a day early and it's called DROGAS in capital letters Light. And had 3 singles on it today with the last one coming out on the 9th and nothing charted. So that's always been the case with Lupe Fiasco. He's considered one of the
It
rap...
was weird for me. Like, it was just like, I was like Lupe Fiasco, and then all his past albums popped up, and not the Drago. I had to, like, Drogas, sorry. I had to, like, manually enter Drogas, and it sort of pissed me off, because this album was...
But
lit.
it's because-
It was good. I'm
because-
sorry. I'm using the word for
It
when...
is totally fine. I'm accepting
Yo,
it.
I had orgasms like
Well,
the
it's
whole
just
time.
like-
It was good.
It's because he's such a weirdly conscientious... He's basically what, what's his name? B.O.B. wants to be. He's a very conscious and aware rapper. He's quote-unquote awake. He writes very satirically and ironically. He's like a smart Hobson.
I found like
making,
his
like,
words like
proper
mostly
music.
clever and
But
like just
I
like
have to admit, though, if you really look at his whole career, this is possibly his most polished album in terms of like
is.
actually being on point.
and he's
'cause-
what 35 now or going to be
yeah,
35,
which is cool.
Like,
I respect that entirely.
yo, I was impressed by it.
What
Like
did you
I was
guys?
reading
What
the
did you guys
wiki.
think of the album cover? Actually,
I want to know what Japanese symbol it is or Chinese symbol or whatever. I tried to like
It's
figure
man.
Man?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. If you know what the symbol is, tell us below. It'd be cool. I
It's
couldn't
not
find it
fire.
on Google before it started. I did check
Sorry,
like 4
guys.
times. I couldn't figure it out. But it reminds me of the Japanese flag. It reminds me
Yeah.
of some obscure shit. Like he's trying to do something. I think it might have to do with like some
Research.
Asian Silk Road type shit. I don't know. I would love to find out. I'm hoping because this is the first part in a 3-part album series that he's doing that will get the truth we need. Maybe.
but I mean, I've always
Oh.
found Lupe to be very.
Oh, 1 second. Did you guys know there was an alternate album cover? I found that album cover with like this gun and this cross and it looks a lot more drug dealery with the
And
original.
it
Actually,
doesn't. It
that's-
doesn't
that's something I
correspond
wanna-
with like the.
That's
Are we going into it?
Yeah,
well,
definitely.
it's something very weird that I'll probably bring up a little later. But when did Lupe become a G? Him and like.
Yo, be
in the
honest. Have you
past.
ever put on a Lupe album?
Yeah,
A full album?
not a full album.
Well, then you can't make the claim.
I've never
I'm just
really
saying, maybe
saw
he's always
Lupe
been a
as
G.
that. Okay, and I believe you. I totally
I
believe
don't know.
you.
I'm not a
I
huge
just
Lupe
it's
fan.
just shocking to me because
Rap
I've never
critic
really heard
made
Lupe
me
be a
consider-
G. I've heard him be like funky, cool.
I've always known him to be like
not like
smart.
not womanizer, but
No, he's
You
the
know,
opposite of a womanizer.
I've never
Um,
really listened to his past
flirty a little
albums,
bit.
but I will get into it because I was impressed with this. It got me intrigued. It enlightened me. It was fun to listen to.
I'm
For
curious
once,
to
it
go
wasn't
back.
like. It wasn't mean. It wasn't like aggressive. It was a nice album. It
Oh,
was fun.
hold
It
on.
was diverse.
So, what was the name of the first song? It's
Lit.
Dopamine Lit.
Hey, this one ain't for Bilbo. You can stream the album on Silk Road. Drug rings for more dough, so they begging like Bilbo.
Alright. That track is the one of the nicest openers for a while. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's because I've been listening to a lot more of this newer rap, or maybe I feel like my tastes are opening up a bit. But when I was listening to this last night and I was really giving it was my second run through of the album, I spent the whole time being like, Bilbo, yeah, go find this up.
It's such an
I was
upbeat,
just
pumping
the whole
song,
way
bro.
through.
Like,
And I liked it. I don't really fully know. Like it seemed like an anthem to drug dealers, but like a fuck you to the mainstream and a bunch of other shit all at the same time. Like the crunkiest fucking.
I
beat.
get. I
You know what? Like maybe it's because I haven't warmed up to Lupe, but that one I absolutely hated. It was the worst one for me on the album. I really like. For me, it was just like, what is all this? What? How? What? The
Well,
noise
if you
and
lo-
the
if you
flow
look
and
at-
everything. It
If you
didn't
look at
feel
the
it.
chorus, he goes, "This one ain't for the Bilbo," meaning billboard.
Uh-huh.
You can stream the album on the Silk Road, which is where you go to buy the dirty drugs and shit. So he's like this extreme outcast. So if he pissed you off with the song, in a strange way, it's exactly what he was trying to do.
No, for me, when you're starting to use sounds instead of words, like bro, drop.
No, but I think
Yo,
he was
it's
like,
just like, no,
but I think
okay,
it's
but-
satire, right?
Yeah,
he did this a
okay.
lot on the album, and it's his way. Okay, like
Yeah, yeah,
it's,
no,
it's
I get
something
it, I
that
get
T.I.
it.
made me think. He's trying to communicate with people in a way that, like, if this is a drug dealer anthem, that's how all drug dealer anthems
Sound
are.
like now.
I did like the little like tweaks that he put like throughout, like, oh, made it from behind like AIDS, yo. Like I was just like, okay,
Honestly,
that's...
I like how much like the song was about how he really knows how to make money and how it isn't the conventional way. Like basically the whole song is this like attack on how the billboard isn't gonna pay.
I didn't get that, unfortunately, and I gave it a 2. I gave
Ah,
that
man,
song a 2.
it's-
No,
It's
I
so great, man.
I
This is so
totally
punk.
got that, and I totally understood what
I
he was
gave this
saying.
shit a 4 on 5.
This was a 5-on-5. Are you
Nah,
kidding?
it's not a 5 on 5.
No, I gave it a 5-on-5
beat
solely because
is not that
it's an
great.
intro song though. For an intro song, doing all these album reviews and
was
stuff,
too rough.
for me as an intro song, I was like,
It is
I'm
no-
down.
Hold on.
I'm
You're saying
down.
this is better than Run the Jewels? This is better than the better intro songs?
No, Run the Jewels intro song doesn't
prefer
compare to the
Coca-
second
Coca-
song for me.
Costa Nostra.
So unfortunately, this intro song,
This is not the best fucking intro
I
song.
like this
This
song.
song
Though
barely-
everything about this song is just dope. It gets me so ready to listen to the
Look,
album. It just
it's
like
a great pumping song, but that beat could have been a lot better. It was very static. It was very.
Let's just
you know.
agree to disagree.
Nah, it's a good song, but it's not a 5, Chris.
it's a 5. Take it or leave it, Holden.
All right, the next song is called what?
Oh, we've got
NGL.
You can have a friend and you can have bands, one sitting down, the other trafficking. If you get the card and your friend dies, everyone keeps the other one from happening. I hope a nigga don't lose.
Yo, this is possibly one of my favorite songs off of the album straight away. It was just flat out, you guys are all stupid, and this is why you're going to lose, because you don't pay attention. I can't say what the N stands for, but it's N gonna lose the whole way through. Ty Dolla Sign Ty Dolla Sign Ein is on the track.
Wouldn't it be Ty Dolla?
Well, no,
Dollar
but the
sign Ein?
is it's Ty Dolla Sign Ein.
But wouldn't it be Ty Dolla? Because his name's Ty Dolla, so it's Ty Dolla sign Ein.
Right. So
Ty
Ty Dolla
Dolla
Sign
Sign.
Ein.
Hey!
So he comes in and adds this beautiful harmony to it. I fucking really
I don't
liked
like it.
I loved it.
Man, there's one lyric that I even quoted right here. I wanted to read it to y'all because it fucking hit me next level because of how deep it is.
Okay.
If they legalize that whole thing, they doing weed next cocaine. Crackers ain't gonna have no jobs, and Wall Street gonna run the dope game. What a cracker gonna do, huh? You crackers gonna lose. Whoa. And you really think about it, the whole way through the song is dropping all sorts of knowledge nuggets like that the whole way through. And he's like, look, you got, like, your daddy went to jail. Well, you did exactly what your daddy did, and you knew you were going to lose. Why did you do it anyway? And he's trying to present that there's ways you have to be more aware. You have to wake up in a way that is not ridiculous. And the beat, next level. Fucking perfect song for me. I gave this shit a straight 5. Perfect
No,
fucking song.
I really enjoyed it too. But I did enjoy the song a lot. Like even though like it was just a little bit like fuck, it's true. Like they.
Look, it's the message itself is powerful. I mean, in a way, I got that the experience and the life that you want to live. I'm not saying any specific one, but the experience in life you want to live. Look at the people who've done it before you. You want to be a fireman? Look at a fireman. You want to be this? Look at this. Like,
it's
you want to
kinda
be a
like-
rapper? Do what the rappers did musically.
You took
Like,
that from a song that's these
because-
guys are gonna lose.
no,
'cause they're
it's
dumb?
because of what you were saying and how I feel about the song. He was explaining like, dude, this happened to this. You saw this happen. Why are you doing this? And I just feel like a lot of people don't realize that.
I think that it's better explained in like the next. Give your mark on this.
No, I gave it a 5.
I give it a 4 on 5.
Okay, so you're arguing against a song that you think is.
Oh, I'm not arguing against it. I like how he did
Chris,
it.
man. Okay, the
Relax.
next song. The next song is called "Promises."
I keep it 1,000, I promise. I keep it 10,000, I promise. I'm keeping it honest, I promise. I'm keeping it honest, I'm keeping it honest.
Yes. Chris, what do you think of Promise?
Best song on the album.
What?
Listen.
No.
This thing got.
Chris, you do know that the gold, the yellow stuff in your ears is not gold, right?
That's totally fine.
You could.
It's
Take it
okay.
out.
It's okay.
It's totally fine.
I'm gonna
Best
say
song.
that it is a great song.
Best
not the
best song on the album.
I enjoyed
my
it.
first-
But it was bland for
Hold
me.
on. My first note was satire alert because it's the whole song is it's again he's taking this style of modern rap song and he wrote this whole song about how these guys make promises about shit and they promise this and they promise that and then repeat it like just to drill it in. And again, for me, I'm a guy driven by the message. He fit the beat perfect. He rapped exactly like you're supposed to do it with better excellence than his other people in this style.
I think that's where I got confused. Because I didn't see it that. I think I just listened to music differently because I saw
read
it
the
as like a
words, bro.
relationship.
And then I look at like what's going on in the song.
No, me like
It's a satirical approach at like hip hop and shit. Like go actually like listen to it. It's like I promise, and it's like people like rappers and shit like that in this style making stupid promises to their fans.
you know what? For me, like it's just I understood the message, but it just felt very bland. I gave it a chromite.
You know what? My first listen, and I have to say this is my feeling on the whole way through the album. So when I reviewed the album, it wasn't my first impressions. It was actually my second, and in some cases, third times hearing these songs. And I hated it a bit, and to a point where I tweeted Lupe Fiasco and was like, I don't really like your album. And then later on, I tweeted and said, okay, upon second listen, I really come to like your album. Because this song, I did not like it first, and then now I'm hooked on it, and I have it even playing in my head as we're speaking.
It is an amazing
And I would
track.
recommend trying it again because
I would
it
most
might grow on
likely try
you.
all of them again, and they possibly will. But
It's an album worth.
I'm
doing.
giving you my first impression, guys. Never will I go out and listen to these albums by choice. These guys fill me in as like, do this, awesome.
Well,
let me discover
let's
something
be real.
else.
The album hasn't been out long enough
No.
to fairly really
Yeah,
delve
so
into
like
it.
I really give you my first impression. I'm sorry if I.
What about the? You know, it was an even better song.
What?
Made in USA?
My Glock came from Smyrna, Georgia. My F-15 from California. My cocaine come from Arizona. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this beat is just too fucking hype. I was vibing.
Look at us smiling, except for Holden.
I was smiling all sorts of times earlier, and like. It was so good. The concept of the song is good.
Oh, it's clever.
Everything that was actually made in the USA.
I like the in your face, like the being like
he's just
right
like, this
there.
is what will make America great again. Fuck you. It was, and the beat.
Oh, dude.
Yo, it's like Yo, Lupe, you open up like in a classic way, like in a very classy way. You opened up the blinds on all the corruption. You're just like,
I just want to
this
rage
is
with
there.
him. Don't you want to rage with him?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Don't you
and
just
it's
wanna,
just
like-
like
It's the new angry song. When you're angry, you play this.
When I
and
pictured the new artistic renaissance, Lupe's writing like the anthem for that. This is some real political shit, addressing real shit. Like, what is it? My AK's made it, and you're just like,
yeah.
and it's true, man. It really made me feel happy. I enjoyed this one.
It was really
it,
fun.
it releases a
Yo,
lot
the
of
stream
dopamine.
killer was also bumping his head while he was gaming. He was just
5.
like, I gave it a 5
5.
too.
Oh, the first thing I think we've
agree.
actually this is the first one we've agreed on the whole album.
Yeah.
So it took 4 songs to agree on something. That's all right. Nah, honestly, I wish there was a video for this. Even though, if I'm not mistaken, "Made in the USA" is actually a single, and it was released November 17, 2016.
Interesting.
It's the second single release for the album to hype it up. Great fucking choice for a single, and it would have made me want to bump the album if I'd known about it beforehand. So yeah, love the song.
Dope.
Very great
I
song.
plus that shit on Spotify. I actually have my Spotify open over there to remember which ones I plussed, and yeah, it's there. I also plussed fucking NGL because I felt that song was plus worthy. The other two are not.
No,
What
me
a-
either. Those were my 2 top so far.
See, Damon and I felt the same way. Maybe it's just Chris is a little young
No,
for the
he's
maturity
allowed-
of this 35-year-old man.
I don't think it's anything about that. I think I'm more.
Like, I was all, like, all the way down. Like, I was like, it's an opinion. Like,
I think
Opinions are
I think
okay.
I'm just more acceptable to the new age rap.
No,
and
but
he-
this
and
is
him.
very much new age rap.
That's
This
what I'm
is- this
saying.
was
That's what I'm saying.
amazing
Like the
diversity.
two, it's just coincidence how the two songs that you guys don't like and I like are
Well,
just.
I haven't
they're-
even given a bad mark on the album yet. So the lowest thing I've rated anything's a 4. I've liked everything
Okay,
I've heard so
okay.
far. Now, not everything's a perfect song, but everything so far has been good. And even, let's talk about the next song, Jump, featuring Grizzle.
Then we take them to the radio, the DJ better spin them. Then we take them to the record store and sell a couple million. Already got the money, already got the bitches.
I have to say, before anyone says anything else, maybe it's because we just reviewed the Slick Rick album on the Classic Class that came out on Friday, but I really appreciated where Lupe went with this song, because it could have been a Slick Rick adventure. I have to put it out there.
what's
If you-
Slick Rick?
So Slick Rick is a storyteller of rap, and he kind of pioneered the art of storytelling. If you really think about how this shit's constructed, right? It's a story of this chick who's a trapper who wants to be a rapper, so she forces Lupe to be a rapper, and then aliens show up and kidnap them, and then she raps all of a sudden, and it's this goofy adventure, and then the chorus is pretty good, from a trapper to a rapper, you're not going backwards, and I like the idea of presenting this option of rapping as a way out of the hood in such a goofy way. I appreciated it a lot.
See, for me, like, it's...
Plus, the chick rapped, always down for one grimy chick, and I looked her up. She's like 35. She's not a kid. She's like a proper
What
strong.
was her name?
Grizzle.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember.
I googled her just to see who the fuck Grizzle was, but I thought it was cool.
Yeah, no, for me so far the album was like down, up, and it came down again for me, but not because the song was bad. The song was actually pretty good. I enjoyed it. I didn't really understand that whole storyboard there.
I was just
said.
reading along on Genius
I was
for
reading
this
too,
one.
but because like for me it just felt like the song was like 4 minutes and a half. And it just felt to me like elephants walking. It was just like...
Again, I'm telling you, the only reason I had appreciation is because I just done the Slick Rick thing, and because it felt like it could have been right next to another Slick Rick track.
That is so funny.
Why?
Because we do the classic quest, and I don't even see the relevancy to Slick Rick.
Uh-oh.
You want to know what I
Storytelling.
think? This. Yes, okay.
Even after my explanation, you don't see it.
It's a little clouded in my head because I have a different feeling about this song. First things first, I heard a Millie in this song. Yeah, I heard fucking Lil Wayne's a Millie in this song. Like,
Man, he was like, okay, a Millie is just like a lot of random puns, and this song was a coherent story.
No, and I get that. It was just, at one point, it kind of felt like the same vibe of that. And not only that, but the actual song in the background of this song, I've actually heard that song. I know that song. That's a legitimate track. It's like a hard style type song.
So
where
he got the rights to a real song.
No, it was just really cool. That was cool to me, but...
I gave the shit a 4 on 5, man.
I gave it a 4 as well.
I gave it a chromite.
Fucking guy, man. It's like, Chris, you're not appreciating the proper new music.
I am appreciative of proper music.
Now, if we want to talk about bullshit songs Holden didn't like, let's talk about City of the Year.
Niggas want JJs, don't need silence. 14 with an AK, yeah, let a nigga have it. Fireworks in K-Town.
City of the Year, guys.
This to me is just like, oh, fuck, maybe Chris wants to talk. I'm gonna be
Okay,
baby.
so City of the Year is actually a really good song. I like Lupe's verse. I like Lupe's flow. Although, who the fuck is Rondo?
Rondo's in jail.
I got
Rondo's
issues.
currently in jail is what I found out.
What the hell happened?
He is involved in some murder charge, I believe, and Rondo's in jail. So
Damn.
Rondo recorded this with Lupe at some point, and I don't know. Now
No.
Rondo's in jail.
Unfortunately, Rondo, no.
I was okay with Rondo's part.
No.
I've been trying to appreciate this
I
kind
like
of
the- I
new
like the
age of
first-
hip hop, but I just again, it's a good song for what it's trying to be and the point of it. But man, I felt like this could have been Drake. I felt like this could have been Big Sean. I felt like this was him pandering to that sound, and I didn't appreciate a guy of Lupe Fiasco's magnitude basically writing a Big Sean song.
I found it
Okay.
very. What's the word? What's the word for that hipsters use? Mainstream.
Yeah,
Mainstream.
it was extremely.
It was. It's.
City of the Year. City.
I don't understand that reference.
Because
His city is the city of the year. It's like the man of the year, like the employee of the month. It's the city of the year. He's basically giving a shout out
He's
to
acting
his
childish,
big-
so I guess it's
2 on 5. That's how this song
Really?
is.
I
Yeah,
gave this a
really
4 on
I
5.
thought this song was weak sauce. It was really like,
You know what?
It
like,
would have got a 5 if Rondo was good.
it's just, listen, for me, this album is so far ranking amazing. I am really liking it, right? You got to picture me last night. Got the wine over here. The girlfriend's on the couch being annoying with her YouTubers. I'm sitting there enjoying Lupe, bopping in my chair. Like, you guys would have laughed if you'd seen how hard I was going.
I
And
was
then
bopping
this
on my
shit
floor.
come out, and I'm like, oh, this just killed my vibe. Like, you know how Kendrick wrote a song called Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe? Well, Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe is how I felt about this song.
I liked it, guys. I enjoyed it.
You guys
Again,
are
I can
loud.
understand what you meant. I see it. But still, I liked it. I gave it a 4 on 5. I really didn't like. Rondo was like, it was okay when he started, and then after that, it just got annoying. And
Yeah,
it just
that's
went
the
like,
only reason why I got a 4 on 5. I was
Fair
like,
enough.
Lupe, why?
Okay, fine. I get it. I have bad taste on this song. Yeah, I don't care.
No.
What about...
No, no. Here we go.
Let's talk about a song that
Hi.
has another parentheses of an interlude called Hi.
Off that, skin woman skittles can't walk at. Of course, we ball with hoes in the club. I golf that, but bought back games where
Fucking love this song. Okay, the first time I heard this song, that sound kind of irritated me because I was at work, right? And it wasn't the right time. Now, when you have a little bit of stuff happening and your night's getting a little on the wavier side and this comes on and now you're feeling like you're at the club or something, you're dancing and shit. This track is a beautiful blend of the modern electronic sounds added into a modern hip-hop, creating a hybrid sound I could really, really fucking appreciate. Whoever Simon Says is now somebody I want to go investigate.
Yeah, no, really, really great song, guys. Like, I'm into more of like the electro, the trance, and that putting a rap like
and so
that.
eloquently done.
Oh, so perfectly orchestrated, guys. I enjoyed this one so much. I was
However,
bumping.
the lyrics are kind of mad.
Yeah, but still, the flow was there. Yo, the stream killer was like, "Why are you
No.
having a giggle tit?" I just didn't care anymore. I was just like,
There is good flow, but for me, I didn't think it was the best song because it's like in the midst of all this serious shit, kind of okay, but it's the kind of song where in the right frame of mind I could get lost in it and have a fantastic time. Kid Chris, be a hater.
He doesn't.
The whole album got me in a certain vibe, from beginning until this song. And
Isn't that what I just said on the last song?
for you, yeah, but I had my own vibe, right? And then, listen, I love EDM and I love the whole techno party scene. I love it, but I was in this vibe, and then he dropped this, and I like my entire vibe just got shattered, and I was just like,
I have to say, I agree with
what?
that. Like towards
Like
the end of
sinking back in.
yeah, no,
But it's
I
a
agree.
good transition. It didn't hurt.
No,
the
no,
album.
no.
That was-
It made
Transitioning
it in a
scared
good-
me. It scared me. That's what it was. Like, I'm sitting there in my zone, in my vibe. I'm
Chris.
jamming to it.
Okay, what'd
and then
you give
just
it?
through this, a chromite.
Ooh.
Man, you go on and it's like the song scared you. You were cowering in a corner because the song
Okay,
invoked
nobody
fear in
said
you.
It's
cowered
like
in
the
the
fir-
corner.
It's
Why
like,
you
no,
gotta-
it's like the first song. I didn't like it because I didn't get warmed
But
up
you
to it.
didn't
but
say the song scared you, and that's
Because
why
it scared me, dude. Like, I was in
I
this
have
vibe.
to
It's like
say,
it
I
woke
agree.
me up. Like, was it
I
whoa.
agree with him because it's
Wait,
so
this song
diversified.
scared you?
No, well, it just like, whoa, wait a minute, am I still listening? I actually double checked my.
startled. Okay.
Yeah, it was just like,
I'm
is
sticking
this
to
the same
scared,
album?
okay?
What's your rating?
It was a 5. I gave it a 5. I really enjoyed this song. A lot. And you
I
didn't
like
give
it.
your rating
Oh,
either.
I gave it a 4.
Oh, you're
Yay.
so excited for the next one. You didn't
And
even
then
remember.
the next song is Tranquilo Quio Kilo.
I got chillin' by the million, tranquilo by the kilo. Nigga, and I got kilos by the speedboat. And I ain't talking about them drugs.
This is the biggest pop song on the album to date. All the other songs were less pop than this.
I don't understand what you mean by pop, but okay.
Let's say, whereas all the other songs were maybe like particular genres of rap, this was written so that it could get in a movie like Suicide Squad or something.
Yo, this song, like, just listening to it, like, I live by that. Like, you know what? Forgive not
Oh,
because they
I
deserve
love
it, but
Lupe
just you deserve
Fiasco's
peace.
verse. Lupe Fiasco drops like the greatest fucking verse. And then Ricky Ross comes on.
No.
And Rick
Yeah.
Ross is just dropping this awful Look, for Rick Ross, it is the best Rick Ross verse I've ever listened to.
But-
I didn't hate any part of it. But it didn't really
Fit.
feel nice on a song called Tranquilo when it went. Still, Rick Ross didn't do it for me because I still don't like him. But then Big Crit came out.
He was actually
I like
pretty
Big
sick.
Crit.
Big
I like
Crit's
Big
a
Crit.
guy who I like it when Big Crit gets featured on shit, but I could not get through Big Crit's album. But when Big Crit appears as like a guest verse, I'm like, okay, that's cool, and it was nice. So I appreciated this song. I thought it was a good pop single for the album. Was it a single? No, it wasn't a single, but it could have been. Could have had a video. Could have been whatever, and it would have worked.
No, yeah, I really enjoyed the message too. Like I enjoyed like the, like get yourself in emotional control. Like have
Yeah.
like peace. You need to
Find
clarity
your
of mind. You need to.
Tranquilo, and he's
Yeah.
not talking about drugs, folk.
But I did give it a 4 on 5 instead
Me
of a 5.
too. 4 on 5.
4 on
Look,
5?
if Rick Ross had not been the guest feature and maybe Ty Dolla $ign had crooned at us a bit more, I didn't know he sang, and it's been nice.
Really? You didn't know Ty Dolla $ign sang?
Sorry, Ty Dolla $ign.
Yeah.
You didn't know he sang?
I now know he sings.
Oh,
he's
he's
good.
always sang. It's like how he got in.
Okay, so he's a chorus guy, and he did. He would have been better than Rick Ross.
That's the only reason why this song got a 4 on 5 for me. I don't like.
Okay.
I've never really enjoyed Rick Ross.
He killed it. There was a
Yeah.
kill.
Kill. Get it? See what we did there?
Got dollar bills to kill. We got dollar bills to kill.
Chris, how did you feel about this song?
Bored the living hell.
Oh, shush, Chris, you're done.
You
Chris,
child,
sorry.
you dear
Chris,
child.
what's your rating?
Wait.
Let's just get you out of it now. Then
Are
we
you
can have-
serious?
We
I
then
can't
we
even
can have a real
explain.
conversation.
I can't
about-
even explain.
We
Like,
know why.
Why?
It's slow. Now we know. See, it's that simple. Now let's have the grown-ups have a conversation about this song because it was one of the best songs on the entire fucking album.
It took out the jazz in me.
No, for real, like it was
Oh.
so well composed. The harmony in the a cappella part of the home was just so deep the whole way through. The song is brilliant, man. It's about how these strippers are taking the money from the guys in the hood and shit, and these girls in these parts of town are banking in some cases like $120,000 a year. So it's completely legitimate. It tells the perspective of the guys going to the club, pissing their money away. It tells the perspective of the girl taking the money, and then everybody goes to church on Sunday, and the song just flips into this gospel chorus. When I was hearing it last night, I was just like praising. I was just bopping in the chair. I was just going at it. This honestly
Yo.
is possibly one of the best songs composed on the entire album. I don't know that it's my favorite, but objectively speaking, it is the nicest song. It is so well made. I was so impressed. It is a straight 5 on 5 to me.
I really, really enjoyed the smoothness of it. It was really fun to like. I just felt silky, and I wanted to like
Exactly.
sink into my
Oh.
mind. It's like get lost. It was just
It was
so
next
fulfilling. It was
fucking
just
level.
like.
Did you even try?
Woo.
Did you even really try?
Did
I
you-
read the lyrics.
Did you try?
I listened.
Did you like close your eyes and get into it like that? Did you really get
I listened. I read the lyrics. I re-listened. I reread the lyrics. I even listened and rapped the lyrics so that I could feel like I'm the one even saying it. And I just, dude, my girlfriend looked at me and she went, "Why are you killing yourself?" And I'm like, "What do you mean killing myself?" And I'm trying to deny it. And she's like, "You hate this
Understand the
song.
pun?
Like you don't like it. It's not
see what you
you."
did there.
And you know what? I know what I think it is. You know what I think it is.
It's slow.
It's not just
And the
slow.
chorus
Yeah?
is 2/3 of the song.
No, the chorus
Those are
was
valid criticism. The chorus was so beautiful, but worth being there.
the chorus was beautiful. I think it's just the perspective that I didn't enjoy. I didn't really. Okay, like that's what I got. I was just okay. This is what it is. This-
Law. Freaking love always.
Place to be, cause the finish line is exactly where you start. So I run around this whole bitch just to end up where you are.
Although the meaning was like somewhat sort of like cool, I felt it was bland for me.
This song felt like filler. Weirdly enough, it was dropped from the album before this one and wasn't included on that project.
Oh,
And he
really?
just kind of stuck it in on this project.
That one should have been
Changed
called
the name of the
Interlude.
song to this, and voila. Look, I feel like this song just feels out of place on the album,
It
and
felt
like he
a little
had
bit
no
personal.
idea where it was supposed to go, and so he added it here.
It felt a little bit personal.
And here's where Chris tells us why it's the best song on the
Oh
album.
no! Is that what's gonna happen?
Okay, so the whole song is like, I want to be here with you, and I love you, and da-da-da, right?
Circumstantial.
Right? Yeah, that makes you really happy when you're kind of all snuggled up with your girl on the couch and you're listening to this song and you're just happy. And I was like, you know what, this isn't a perfect song, but I will give it a 4 on 5 because I feel like he at that moment in my life, he made that moment with that song just exactly beautiful as it was.
I have to give it a.
I-
This shit was a 3 on 5.
I
The
gave
song
it a
was
3 as
boring
well.
compared
You
to
see,
everything
if
else
I
on
was
the
just
album.
sitting there and like
You're a-
analyzing, I get it. Like,
But
and
you're a
when-
critic. It's not about how the song makes
no,
you
because I feel like I have to
because
be true to what it actually did,
you
and
have
it,
to
and
be
it
true
did
to,
that.
is the
Like, it-
song a good song? Yes or no? Objectively speaking, the song's boring.
Well,
It's a 3 on 5.
objectively,
And
yes,
compared to
but-
everything else on this album, it's pretty boring.
He got lucky. That's all I'm
He
saying
got-
on my point. He got lucky.
So, Chris, you're basically saying that if you were getting head while reviewing the album, every song would be a 10.
No, what I'm saying is that I'm pretty sure if I was getting head while listening to, maybe Made in America.
See
America.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, I can see. Okay,
Oh
but
my
no.
gosh, that makes you a bad critic, and people should be less willing to accept
That's
your
not true.
objectivity.
Dude, objectively, the song is boring, but
So then,
he
objectively, what's the grade?
because
What's the
still a 4 on
objective?
5. It's still a 4 on 5. I'm not changing that.
Chris, sometimes when people call you, you should.
Pick up the phone, bro.
Until my signal dwindles or my channel is in Rome, or my cell phone dies, or it's cancer in my dome. And dear nicks the tone as I pull my fucking pain out. One of your short nose might blow my fucking brains out.
Pick Up the Phone is the first single off the album. It's the only song with an actual music video. Did you guys watch it?
No.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
made me watch
So the video is really boring and bland up until the very end, where all of a sudden it ties into itself. And so you see text going on, she's not answering, he's going about his day, cops show up and blah blah blah. He walks in at the end and the girl killed herself. And that's why she didn't pick up the phone. And you're just like, oh. And then Damon teared up. I was feeling sad. I was very emotional. Chris didn't watch it, so he had no idea this was coming.
No, this track was such an
It's
it was
such-
uplifting, like
it's such
at
a banger.
first. And it was good, and it's like, you know what? There's absolutely no aggressivity. I feel like
I
this
like that
is
too.
like
And it's
supporting. It's
like-
just, but still, it was. There.
Well, it's just this idea of like that fear of what happens. Why aren't you picking up the phone? What's wrong? Why aren't you coming? And this whole Proper Love song, I appreciated it greatly. I thought the music was beautiful. This song was meant for 94.7 and other such radio stations. It was a really good lead single off of the album.
And also, it went, like, I'm sorry for the term, but it went all white. Like, it went full Renegades. It went full Snow Patrol. It went, like, just with the, all, like, the...
100% get the references she's
I mean,
using.
like, the diversity of the style. It's no longer a grimy rap album.
Right.
It's no
I agree
longer,
with
it's
that.
just, like,
I
completely
felt like the chords of the
different.
songs and the way the chorus was sung was comparable to the way Bruno Mars does his shit in Lighters. No one agreed with me.
Me,
Chris,
it was...
I agree a little bit. I actually did listen to Lighters recently, and it
because
does, the
a little
chords do
bit,
sound the same.
and it's
Me-
not
make
like
me think-
exactly, but
No, what's the song? I need another story.
I don't know that song.
Honestly, this
Tell me
song made
what
me
you
think of
want to
Superstar, his old song Superstar.
I don't
At
know.
one point, you
that
never
one.
heard of
I'm not a huge Lupe fan. I thought he was a little whack when I was younger, and he's still a little whack while I'm older, but I'm okay with whack now. In a way, I wasn't.
We're grown to it. No, but it's good.
This shit's a 5 on 5, and I plussed it on Spotify, and I recommend it to people, and I think it's really cool, and everyone should listen to it.
I gave it a 4. I didn't. It wasn't like as good as some of the other songs that I really, really like. I did add it on my Spotify, but
Fair
I gave
enough.
it a 4.
And you, Chris?
I gave it a chromite.
Why?
He's young, I think.
relate to it.
No, dude. So
wasn't
as I could see, we are now at the last like 4 songs, and unfortunately,
Pick Up the Phone is a good song. Okay, whatever. Well,
Anywho, it's not a design, guys.
But what do I know? Only thing that I seen was the inside of a blindfold. And you just as blind as me. So how I look, asking you, where do I go?
I'll be your American boy.
Don't be your
Anyway, as Chris just
boy.
pointed out, it is a clear Kanye ripoff in that video.
And unfortunately, that's why I didn't like it.
So yeah, this song does sound a lot like that, and otherwise I love it. It's fucking great. I'm like sitting there.
It gave me a little bit of like Madonna Vogue feel, like
And
just like Lady
It's so
Gaga.
upbeat.
just
It's
like,
so
ooh.
pumping. It's so pop and good. It's his rap is on point. It's I don't remember what the song's actually about. Maybe I wrote it down.
I got distracted a little bit by the diversity.
It was the song with the heart being broken up and shit as he went through it, and it was so good.
It was
It's
a happy
proper
heartbreak song.
No, it was like a song about like how hard it is to find love and shit. I don't know if it was heartbreak or
I didn't
just.
get that.
I got completely lost because it sounds like American Boy. Every time I got halfway through the song, I started singing American Boy, and I was like,
I was trying to get what it sounded
It's
like.
just like it's just like you can't get past a little thing like that and go.
no,
look at
it's
the
not that I can't get past it. It's just I'm following, and then American Boy. And then it's like, and then my girlfriend looks at me and goes, "Wait, what? Did you just sing two songs?" I'm like,
Look, you can
let's
create the
restart.
mashup video after, Chris. But in the meantime, this song.
I gave it a 5.
I gave it a 5. I thought it was plus. I
Yeah.
mean, it's there. It's clearly plus. I thought it was amazing.
I gave it a 4.
I could see
Okay.
myself waking up and putting this on to help the coffee kick in.
All right, Wild Child. Like,
2 time for the phone though. With a landman, oh no. Revolution to the bone though. Underground style should've came out of Stone's though.
he went all grime with the style. I loved it. And
Like
then he added
grime?
the discotheque, the voice. He went all Euro UK-ish with
I
his
felt
voice.
like it was just another one of those crossover alternative rock soft songs, safe for mommy to listen to at work.
Oh, I enjoyed it.
I liked it. Don't get me wrong. I love that shit. I love stuff that ends up on 94.7. But it was clearly another one of those. Like, from what I can tell, the song is about, like, Lupe being like, this is how I finally live my life, and I'm going to be me. I can respect
He's
the
gonna have
content of the
fun.
song.
And he shows it through his album too. He shows it. He's like, you know what? Like, what's to define what's a rap album? I'm gonna do me,
I
and
agree.
this is
And
what
I-
me
but
But that's
is.
the point of every album. You
And I
gotta do you on
appreciate-
every album.
I appreciate that on multiple points on this album, he dropped the conventional formatting of a rap song, and it wasn't just 3 verses, a bridge, and a chorus. It was like sometimes more little verses, sometimes less, sometimes this. And in this one, I appreciated how carefree he was and how airy it was. I
think
like
that's what
this
saved it for me.
Justin Tormey guy, the featured artist, had a really cool voice too.
Huh.
I
Yeah,
appreciated
no.
it.
I gave this a 4. I really enjoyed it.
I gave it
Yeah.
a fucking 5. I thought it
Oh.
was definitely
I gave it a
something I could
4.
bump to. It's got a great energy in general. Okay, I don't know. There's one more.
More than your heart.
Soon as they let me out of jail, went straight to my mama house. Need somebody I could talk to, and a little more time to work all these dramas out.
There's one thing that I have to say.
I always like a good mommy song.
I love you, Mom. But
Mommy, if you're watching this, which I doubt you're watching this, don't get me wrong, I do like you.
Mommy, I
Love you.
Mama, I love you.
Spice Girls did a better mommy song than this. Look, here's the thing. I appreciate a good mommy song as much as anyone else, but this one was bland and kind of boring and felt a little out of place on this album.
It was a little bit, but
Wasn't shit.
Although I like
It
how
was-
he,
it
but I
was-
like how he saved it. I like how he finished the album with dedicating it to his mother.
Which was very sweet.
That
I mean,
was
don't,
very,
look,
very dope.
I gave this a 4 on 5. I actually like the song.
I
I don't
gave it a
think it's
3.
bad. I just think that it was a strange lyrical choice with good production. I mean, for me, it's a little out of what I would normally listen to, but
It didn't. It just
like
didn't
Wild
fit for
Child
me.
is a better close to this album.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And because you put this extra song in, I had a problem, and I would have liked it a
Yeah.
little
He
better.
should have flipped it. I think he should have put this song then Wild Child.
No, I
Maybe
don't
that
think-
would have worked.
I
But
just-
I still like it. I don't know. You guys can listen to it, and you can tell us if you agree with our opinions or not. So we all give grades on this?
I give
Yeah.
it 3 on 5.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot to really add to it. It's a mother tribute, and all mother tributes kind of sound the same.
It was a weird way for me to end the album. I agree.
All right.
So guys, definitely check out this album. This album was
I
really
think
sick.
this album is going to be one of the higher rated ones since I've noticed it's hard to get over 4. To get a mark over 4, in my opinion, means
For
that
you.
Well, yeah, in my world, because it's a math average, and it means that most of your shit has to be good, with only a couple of exceptions. I only gave 1 mark below 3 the entire album. A few 5s. You got 4.2. I would say this has the potential to become the part of a classic series. I would recommend this album to literally anyone. And Lupe, sorry for that tweet, bruh. We cool.
I just gave the album a 4.8
Cool.
when I calculated it all.
4.8.
Yeah, when I calculated it all up, it came
How?
to the same thing.
You got like so many threes and twos.
There's no way that you got to a 4.
I didn't have that many threes, did I?
Yeah.
Oh well, then I may have made a mistake while reading my notes. But when
Okay,
I read the notes, it came up to
There's
a 4.8.
no way that it's a 4.8. Like, the math doesn't make sense. His grade is closer to like a 3.8.
Oh, so yeah, no, absolutely love this album, and I'm actually proud of my rating, especially because I know that it's so it's self-rated. Mine's closer.
What's yours?
I gave it a 3.6, guys.
Okay. That's still a good, like, look,
Yeah.
3.6 is a great mark. 4.2, but it hit me right. Like, it hit, like, to me, this is the template for what good rap can sound like in 2017. And I hope people jump on Lupe, this underrated fucker, and really
This is
push
actually
this.
a great one.
Lupe, better marketing campaigns, video, shit. We 2017, dog.
Yeah,
I don't-
advertising.
I don't want to actually have to go on Silk Road to buy your shit, bro.
I mean, what if he just wants to keep it low key?
Anyway.
Yo, to share Lupe Fiasco's rating. Didn't you not?
I did. Lupe Fiasco.
Lupe
Lupe Fiasco gave this album a 7 on 10, which would translate into a 3.5, which means Damon is basically at the same rating as Lupe Fiasco.
Yay.
We're going to link to his little post about this. And, yo, it was a pleasure having y'all with us to episode 14 in 14 fucking weeks. Subscribe,
Yeah,
like,
guys.
comment, share, follow us, tweet us, harass us. Chris likes it if you ride the wave with him and follow pop trends. Damon plays video games. I bitch about shit on Facebook. Anyway, it's been a
Enjoy,
good
All the links
guys.
are below. Leave a comment, hit subscribe. Our heads are spaced out.
Enjoy.
Peace.
Toodles.